One bright Saturday morning, all sunny and fair, our family was bustling with things to prepare. We need fruit and milk and some bread for the week, and maybe some snacks, said Mom with a squeak. Dad jingled the keys with a grin on his face. Everybody in the car, we've got groceries to chase. My little brother jumped up and down with delight while I raced to the doorway with all of my might. We buckled our seatbelts and started to go, past houses and flowers and ponds down below. Dad sang silly songs that were terribly wrong, but somehow we all ended up singing along. At last we arrived at the grocery store door and grabbed a big shopping cart ready to soar. My little brother climbed in with a wiggling grin while Mom checked the list she was holding within. First stop was produce with apples and pears and giant green watermelons stacked up in rows there. Dad picked out bananas all yellow and sweet while my brother put one on his head like a hat so neat. Look, I'm King Banana, he proudly declared. The shoppers nearby stopped and awkwardly stared. Mom laughed so hard she could barely stand still, while Dad snapped a picture against my will. And suddenly the shopping cart gave a loud squeak and rolled down the aisle like a runaway streak, past carrots and onions and mountains of corn, as if it had somewhere important to be born. We chased it through produce and over by cheese, dodging displays and saying, "Excuse me, please." The cart finally stopped by a pyramid stack of canned tomato soup and snack after snack. In the bakery section, the smell filled the air with cookies and muffins and pastries to spare. My tummy growled loudly, a rumble so deep it startled a baby who'd just fallen asleep. "I think I'm starving," I said with a groan. Dad replied, "Funny, you eat lunch at home." Still, Mom bought a cookie to split 4 ways, which disappeared somehow in a matter of days. Well, maybe not days, more like seconds or 3. Nobody seemed willing to share it with me. Next came the freezer aisle, icy and cold, where my brother pretended to be brave and bold. "I'm an explorer," he shouted with pride, then shivered so hard that his teeth chattered wide. Near the seafood counter, he spotted a tank where lobsters sat quietly, giving no thanks. "Hello, Mr. Lobster, would you like a snack?" The lobster ignored him and slowly walked back. Then Dad discovered a giant display of cereal boxes stacked high and away that looked like a castle reaching the sky. "Behold," said Dad, "a kingdom nearby." He bowed to the cereal king with great flair and nearly knocked over a box with his hair. Mom rolled her eyes but couldn't help grinning because grocery store silliness somehow was winning. Finally, we headed to checkout lane 3 with bread, milk, and fruit piled high as could be. The cashier smiled kindly and started to scan while Dad searched his pockets as fast as he can. "My wallet," he gasped, "where could it be?" We checked every pocket and bag carefully, then Mom pointed quietly down at his hand. "Dad, you're holding it." We all began laughing right there in our place as Dad turned the color of ketchup red face. The cashier laughed too and wished us good luck while my brother kept yelling, "King Banana struck!" Back home, we unpacked every bag in each treat and finally sat down to rest our tired feet. The groceries were perfect, the shopping complete, but the laughter was really the best thing to keep. So whenever we shop for our food at the store, we somehow come home with much, much more. Not just bread and bananas and snacks by the heap, but funny family memories we'll always keep.